show.
And he's done end scale patterning too.
That's insane.
Yes, it is. That's one of the chips. And some of those cards are.
Jerry, you gonna stoke up the narrow gauge? So you gonna have a narrow gauge feature?
Sure.
That's the real interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Mainline, schmainline.
Who needs more than 30 inches between the tracks or the rails?
You know, Commerce really did have passenger service there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to see somebody actually modeling that.
All of the rolling stock belongs to members.
Okay.
So and people have a wide variety of interests,
Very.
including Conrail.
Well, that's all right, because I like Conrail. That was the first thing I noticed was the Conrail passenger service.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the signal's getting jumbled up because there's so much stuff running right now, or what?
I barely understand regular decoders.
And now the sound comes back. So,
I know if that somewhere coming out from the building over there, it's not over there, it's not over there. No, we've not doing that. We've had many things before, but we seem to be having a lot of outages nowadays, which explains why we're rewiring slowly but slowly.
pump, horn, and a bell.
The blowers.
It's not worth
I
it.
would
It's
like-
not worth it.
I would like-
I'm starting to think when diesels are really worth it.
Okay.
He's a big Conrail fan, Jake, so make sure you get your Conrail tie, okay?
Bring the U-boat?
Yeah, Brent.
We can do a reverse chip. Because I have a ready release that I want to do the same thing. Because I use it on the train with that E33 and E60. It's a By the way, he's fooled around with those things. It is very interesting. Like 14, Power up to that switch.
Whose train is this? Enter the building and we agree to the waiver. What's the waiver? Remembering, one of the side effects of this. One's me. I'm gonna try to put this behind the maybe one of these block right? Cool. That uses NCE, North Coast Engineering System, and this is an NRC system. Yeah. Now, the only problem is if we do put something, as I said, in 2050,
crows buzzing around the woods. They were making a racket. And all of a sudden, these two red-tailed hawks, like bullets out of the woods. And this got one of the little baby crows.
Oh, dude.
Took off.
Yeah.
There was
Behind my school where I work, the crows and the red tails are always at each other.
Yeah, well, this red tail had a little crow in his claws.
I've never seen a little crow.
It looked little in his claws.
Well, he was lunch. He was lunch.
And I tell you what.
You like U-boats? You do? Yep. I'm gonna be famous on YouTube. And because I went on FSD Talking Show.
Or pictures to that way.
Welcome to Dakman Productions and welcome to the Cherry Valley Model Railroad. And please introduce yourselves.
Hello, my name is Doug Schultz. I am the current president of Cherry Valley. I've been a member since 2019 and was elected president in early 2024.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Jerry Farrell. I'm the secretary of the club, and I joined the end of 2015.
Okay.
I've been a member since then.
So give me a little rundown of your club here. It's obviously O-scale 2-rail. You have ON30, so go ahead and let us have a little history here.
Okay, well, this club was founded in the early 60s, and as you can tell, we're staying in the basement beneath a church in Merchantville, and there's a lot of rumors out there about how this layout came to be. The room you're staying in right now, it was dug out in the middle of the summer by the original founding members with just shovels and picks. They went to town on it and didn't stop till they got to the height they needed to get to, because this was a big crawl space, and they decided they wanted to build a layout.
Wow.
And then they poured cement. This was a dirt crawl space, dirt floor, and they poured mixed bags of cement and dumped it and created the floor, which is, I don't know how thick it is, but it hasn't cracked yet.
Wow.
And that's been, the club was founded in 1962.
Okay.
So, and it's been in continuous existence since that time.
And how many square feet is it? I mean, this is a pretty huge layout. Do you know how many square feet this is?
No, I have no idea. It's 60 by 40.
Sounds all right. It's hard to measure because we have all the stuff.
2,400 square feet. But it's an L-shaped configuration.
Okay.
So kind of like, because it's got a stub that goes back there.
Right.
This is the second layout that was built in this space. The club built the first one, and it was using direct current and relays and block switches and everything. And that layout lasted till early 2000s, when the members decided they were going to rip it down. They ripped it down completely and build a new layout because they wanted to incorporate the latest electronic system.
DCC?
They now use digital command control.
Okay, so
And
everything on here is DCC?
everything on here is DCC.
Okay.
For a locomotive to run on this layout, it has to have a DCC decoder
Okay.
in it. And the interesting story is that when the club first converted, there was a great deal of controversy, because there were members who had, a large number of locomotives, and installing decoders in all of them is expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And some members, they had no desire to do it. So what they did, when this layout was first built, it has two main lines, eastbound and a westbound. They took the westbound main line and built in a system where you could flip a switch on the control panel, and it would convert from DCC to direct current.
Okay.
And you could run your direct current locomotive.
Wow.
About 3 or 4 years ago, we started having problems with the DCC, and nobody cared anymore about the DC. We said, should we fix it? And everybody said, no, just turn it off.
There you go.
And rip it out.
Yeah.
So this is just pure DCC.
All right. That's cool to see modern technology into
Right.
old school model railroading, because O-scale 2-rail goes way, way back.
Yeah, O-scale 2-rail goes back to like the 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
It originally in the 30s, 40s, and even into the 50s, O-scale was the main scale
Yes.
in model railroad.
Yep, that is true.
And then and it's got a 1/48 proportion. Every 1 foot equals 48 feet of the prototype.
Right.
HO became much more HO scale, which is 1/87, about half this size. And that means you could put more trains in, you didn't need as much room. And so now I believe it's gotten to the point where like HO's like 80% and O scale, 2-rail O scales maybe, I've read 7% of the monorails. Because we've got
5%.
N scale, plus there's always been Lionel, 3-rail trains,
Yeah.
high rail. Those are still very, very popular.
Yep.
Lionel's still in existence, and and they make some very, very nice trains.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. And in fact, what a lot of O scale 2-railers do is they take the 3-rail O scale Lionel trains and convert them to two.
Yeah.
It's not too hard with the cars or the passenger cars.
MTH makes the trucks also still, kind of.
The
Yeah.
diesel locomotives, converting a steam locomotive you
Yeah.
better be a machinist to do that.
Yeah, the Blue
So-
Comet model over there that I had earlier, that was originally a 3-rail model. It was advertised as a 2-rail model, but it was actually done with 3-rail tooling, so 3-rail parts. So I had to take it to somebody, a gentleman named Bruce Barrett, who's an expert at all this stuff. He took the entire engine apart, fixer had to be fixed for it, and got the DCC running in there good. And then recently put a Blue Nami decoder in there, and sounds great.
So do you guys have a Facebook page?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
We're on Facebook, and we have all our Cherry Valley Mile Railroad Club on Facebook. And we have all our show dates we posted on there.
So you do have open houses for people to visit?
Yes.
Yes, I sent them to you directly, so you can post them on your social media also. November 16th is our first one for the season, and then we'll have 4 more after that.
Okay. And are you guys currently taking on members, or?
Yes, we are always looking for a new membership. Anybody that comes down to the open house can apply or talk to any of the members. And they can come out to a meeting also and get to know us.
All right,
Yeah.
good.
And there is basically there is you get voted in as a probationary member. You then you have 6 months, and then the club votes on you for full membership.
Okay.
And then as a full member, you're given a key to this place, and you can come here whenever you want.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, you can come. I've been here at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
Usually that's because I'm trying to fix something and decided to stop working about 10 p.m.
And what is the dues?
$150 a year.
Okay.
And you don't pay that until you become a full member.
A full member.
You don't have to pay anything as a probation.
All right.
And you don't even have to have anything 2-rail to begin with. I joined this club with nothing 2-rail in my collection at all, and I've collected from G to N scale. So I had nothing coming to this layout at all, and slowly but surely you acquire stuff. Members will want to sell things, and then there's also particular shows. There's one in Chicago, there's one in Strasbourg.
Yeah.
For oat scale 2-rail, strictly those scales only. One more thing I want to point out about our layout, what makes it unique, is that you're not looking at 4 individual main lines here. You're actually looking at 2 main lines.
It's a big two big loops. The main lines next, and then they're folded over in a figure 8 pattern. So this is this looks like there are like 4 main lines.
Right.
This is the westbound main line. That's the eastbound main line.
Okay.
And then they go around and come around and go by each other again.
Yep. So Jake's train's coming right now.
That's on the westbound main.
And this is the westbound lane.
This is the westbound.
When it gets up to here, it's only halfway done. It still has to do a whole other loop
Other half of the layout.
until it's done its full lap.
And
How long does it take to do a full lap around here?
Depending on your speed, anywhere from 5 to about 12 minutes.
Wow.
now, during open houses, Chip Burnett. His father was a member starting in the 60s.
Yep, he was.
Until he passed away in his 90s. And Chip started coming here when he was 12. His dad would bring him. Chip is now 66.
Wow.
And he runs his trains, and he runs his dad's trains
Yep.
too. You know, he.
Yeah, the one you saw, the triplex. Oh, that's it. That's
Yeah,
one of
that's
his father's.
Okay.
That
Growler,
that
we call it. The
articulated.
growler.
Very, very cool stuff.
And those stuff, you basically had like that big locomotive that Chip was running. That's basically solid brass, made out of solid brass that's been machined into a locomotive. And there is, I had a thing, I had to repair part of it, some details on it, and that's when I discovered every piece of that locomotive is bolted together. It's not soldered, it's not glued, it's bolted with little tiny, from bigger bolts down to little teeny tiny bolts with the holes all tapped, and it's done with machine screws, which means that like that thing's it's indestructible, and it weighs about, I don't know, 10, 15 pounds, and it can pull. Chip had it up, we had it up here. Chip decided to see how many cars he could put on. He had 60 cars on it. And they're heavy. These cars are heavy. And at 60 cars, he started pulling couplers out of the car.
Oh, wow.
The locomotive was still going. That was, so that's, O scale is an interesting scale.
It is. It really is. And it's just a great size. It makes it easier to work with, especially when you work on something. And the advantages of this over the 3-rail stuff is obviously the 3rd rail. It looks more realistic.
Yeah.
It gives you more of a challenge when you're modeling, because the rails are true to scale, the ties are true to scale, everything is true to scale on the scale layout. So, I mean, even the couplers too. Because when you look at vinyl couplers that Unreal Life aren't that big ever.
Right. Yeah. That is true.
And so, and we're always looking for new members,
Okay.
And the only requirement is that you have to be over 18.
Over 18 and just attend meetings whenever you can.
All right.
Yes.
Sounds good.
And so we normally meet every Tuesday, and the second Tuesday is our business meeting, at which we conduct business.
And if someone comes out that Tuesday, just reach out to us on Messenger or whatever on Facebook, and or knock on the door even, and then one of us should answer it, and then we'll let you in.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds great. And thank you for this interview.
Thank you.
All right.
you.
We'll see you.